Welcome back to the Monster Energy Dota Summit 13 Suns fan here with BSJ and Jenkins. We have Game 2 draft underway, gentlemen. I actually said it before the sound.
Yeah, you spoiled that.
Sorry. I know how everybody... It's like a dopamine rush when you hear that sound, right?
More Dota.
So what do we got here? We have an IO and Oracle banned by Viking. Those are new. Those were both in the last game. And then Lifestealer Void, which I don't think that's a change at all for Liquid, who started the game out with a Rubik.
Yeah, Lifestealer. So it seems like for Liquid, they highly prioritize the 2 saving supports. It kind of enables their entire game plan. And then teams like Viking, they like to prioritize first rounding their carry because it seems like a lot of teams have come to the conclusion that just Spectre, Void, and Sven, and sometimes in this case Lifestealer, are just kind of broken carries. And you just pick them first round.
There it is.
And you get them out of the way, right? So now we got our Lone Druid, though. You can't ban everything, right, Jenkins? Only 2 bans in the first round.
This is true. They left Lone Druid and Slardar.
You know who's great against Lone Druid?
Who?
Bloodseeker. I can't even say it with a straight face.
Yeah, I'm like, finish your sentence, sir.
You can rupture the bear, BSJ. Just think of the possibilities.
I feel like it would actually be worth buying Blade Mail on the bear because all the stats are beneficial.
That's true.
I think it's
Slardar actually is very good against Lone Druid.
Destroy the bear.
The lane is mediocre, but Lina will help alleviate that if they leave it as a 4 position. But yeah, the amp damage just makes that bear evaporate.
It melts. Yeah, that thing does not get better stats as the game progresses.
How often does Koikva play mid on the Lone Druid?
He plays
fairly
it plenty.
often. Yeah, fairly often.
Yeah, plenty. But so if they choose to dodge the Slardar, which the lane itself is actually pretty good for Lone Druid, the game itself is still very bad for Lone Druid. It makes any carry, like the reason why Lone Druid is the hero he is that you can't kill him before he kills you. But Slardar makes pretty much any carry hero be able to do that. Let's see what they choose to ban. I think Jug might be in there for the side of Liquid, just because you want a carry that's going to reliably finish off the bear. The Drow is way better than Jug. I forgot about Drow. Drow is a good ban. It's going to be just high single target physical damage carries.
Would you consider, it's not really a highly contested carry right now.
PA is going to be banned.
Troll Warlord, decent against him with the blind and whatnot?
Yeah, I think it actually might be PA Troll. Oh, they go SZ? Okay, so more minus armor is what they're afraid of on Liquid. I'm surprised they don't ban. If they don't ban PA, I'll be very surprised. PA seems... Maybe they think the pace of Lone Druid is fast
Void is also a decent ban.
Void Spirit?
Faceless Void. Oh, Faceless Void.
Yeah, I was about to say they banned that first round, man. Come on, bro.
Okay.
Come on, bruh.
Bruh.
Sven still exists. Not so good against Lone Druid. Like if you're ahead, you can definitely kill the bear with the Slardar. If you're doing fairly well.
I think the Drow is definitely the best ban because out of all these carries, she comes online the earliest, so it will really close that window of Lone Druid pushing tier 1s. Maybe even eliminate that window.
Sven PA are really the only remaining 2 OP.
Troll's definitely an okay hero, but
Troll is like the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, I think
right now.
he seems like he's really good with 1 defensive support. And they've already banned 2 of those out themselves. So, yeah, he pretty much feels like he needs help to do what these other heroes already do, right?
Yeah.
He's
so
like the
hero,
of carries.
I don't know how good this. I don't know how good this support is against Lone Druid, but I remember seeing it back in the day as a semi-counter of sorts. Is Shadow Demon with the ult, to just be really annoying.
Sure.
Okay. It sets up well for Lina as well.
And Slardar, yeah.
I wouldn't mind a Shadow Demon pick.
Usually SD, you want to pick them when you can save from something. So if there's something that does get picked up, that
you can save them from the 0-second ensnare cooldown talent.
That's true. Somebody needs to do some saving in that situation. I can agree to that.
They would need an adult at that point.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, one more ban to go before we get to the second phase.
I actually like Shadow Demon a lot, 3rd pick for Viking. Because a lot of the heroes that are good here, I think, are just high physical damage heroes, right? So a lot of those are illusion heroes. Shadow Demon sets up for those. I think like Shadow Demon Terrorblade could very well be a 2nd round picks for Viking. Of course, then you're dealing with probably Zeus from Koikva. If they ban Zeus here, I wouldn't be surprised they go for that. Or no, Quakefa's already playing Lone Druid. I'm sure Mickey plays Zeus.
I'm sure you can.
Who can't play Zeus, honestly?
Oh,
It's true.
the Celery
Enchantress.
Enchantress, a
Okay.
classic. A
Pretty
classic.
annoying. Pure damage against the bear.
They have such strong lanes already on Viking. These are super deadly.
That looks nothing like game 1.
Yeah, that is true.
Well, at least they have stuns this time.
Yeah. They do have a lot more playmaking potential coming out of the lanes because their offlaner has a stun, which is really good in this meta.
So does their position 4. Worth noting.
Yep. Just last game, it felt like their offlaner could not make any plays with his
it also
lack
felt
of
like
stun.
It also felt like the supports couldn't, but if you had some
due to
agenda,
their offlaner not
that you wanted to
enabling their
push,
lack of stuns.
there was a
right,
specific
Sunsfan?
narrative that
You
somebody
can tell
wanted.
he tuned out like 30 seconds ago.
Is that obvious?
the second that I mentioned their offlaner having no stun, Sunsfan was gone from this
He's
conversation.
he's out of this world.
Well, you are correct, BSJ. Everybody has a stun or a root if you include Enchantress getting like a centaur or something, or a troll.
Yeah.
A troll summoner, is that what they're called?
Yeah,
Troll warlord summon.
All right, I'm back, guys.
The Rubik looks like a
Welcome back.
5 position so far, based on the Earthshaker pick. They are one of the few teams, Team Liquid, that runs Rubik 5.
They will also run Core Shaker. So
It's Rubik 5.
okay. Well, we'll see. Why?
I just can't imagine this looking like a core shaker game.
It doesn't look that bad.
I don't know. I don't think core shaker would be good against Slardar. Maybe I'm wrong. I actually don't know that matchup, but it doesn't sound good. Okay, it is definitely not a core shaker now against Spectre.
Okay.
Unless you think like, okay, since Spectre counters Blink Shaker, we just need an Ags. You know,
Ags, Ags is so bad.
it's so
that's
bad.
like one of the worst Ags.
It's so funny how such a small on paper nerf just nerfed the shit out of that item.
Yeah, it's very easy to dodge.
Wasn't it like 0.1 or 0.2 seconds
Something
they
like
added
that.
to it?
Nah,
And then
you
it's
can just
so
run
much
away
worse.
from him, and he will never stun you
But
with
it-
Ags.
Gives you the cool factor, coolness factor. In terms of Ags, like coolness factor, it's top 5 easily.
Yeah, my highlight was Blizzard going Ags on mid shaker on our pub back in Ukraine.
Selling
and he went through Bramble Maze and just took like a bajillion damage because it pulls him down, and then he just died.
In mid-air, it pulls him down?
It pulls him down
Really?
midair.
I didn't
And
know
he
that.
instantly sold the item and bought a blink.
All right, this is
DK.
This is one of the
wow.
lowest win rate heroes on this patch. It's like 35% win rate per level pubs or something.
They're going to have a pace issue, though, on the side of Viking.
I was going to say, but with this lone druid, I mean, they're just doubling down on this insane tower push.
This is almost something reversed from last game. I felt like last game Viking GG kind of had to establish a lead advantage by 15 minutes at the very latest, and I feel like in Team Liquid's case, it's now the reversed. Because even though DK on paper has high armor, I think Slardar is actually nice against these single target frontliners that are supposed to be beefy and be able to tank through you. Because let's be honest, like DK has high armor, but let's just remove 20 of it. Suddenly you're not that scary anymore.
Viking needs some sort of like strong D push. Could be Alina core, could be Alina 4.
What do you think about like a Medusa? That's too greedy.
No. With spec? No way.
Would,
Zeus?
for Liquid, would Juggernaut fit this push type lineup? Has sustain?
You think
Is that two
offlane-
all
the
in?
Offlane DK
If-
or
Yeah,
what?
well,
yeah, offlane DK would
Offline
be
DK.
decent. The only problem is like I feel like DK, Lone Druid, and Jug. Like, where's the damage?
Yeah, DK
where's
is
the
just
early game damage?
worthless with damage.
Dude, how about I'll carry Leshrac here, man?
I like that. I like that a lot. I think that's sick.
Lanes
Actually.
well against Slardar, fits the pace of the game.
And it gives damage. It does all the
Yeah,
things
that's
that
what-
like
yeah.
that a Jug does, except it gives insane amounts of damage.
It doesn't
and
scale as well, but it doesn't need to.
It doesn't need to scale because you've DK Lone Druid already.
Yeah.
Like, I think you already win the scaling. Even with the Spectre, it's like DK, Lone Druid are two carries essentially.
They would do that too. I know Mickey plays Lesh.
Yeah. Especially with Quickfill Lone Druid. You've got to ban Lesh if you're Viking.
Maybe EU's just not on this Lesh hype train. NA is all about it.
Oh yeah. Zeus is a good ban.
Yeah.
Zeus is the mid laner that would give them that
The
deep
deep push
push.
mid laner.
Great late game.
So who's left in the mid lane that prevents them from having to pick Quap?
Oh God, please.
If they pick Quap into DK, that's when you know they've emotionally lost the game. Because that is actually a DK favored matchup.
I'm not saying this is good this particular game, but we have seen almost no Necro at all.
That hero is
at
dog.
all.
Hot diggity dog.
There's got to be some games that he's good.
I'm telling you, I love Necro. I played him like 8 or 9 times. I gave him so many chances. I lost every game.
I like, well, you're dog shit Necro. I really like Death Prophet in Necro here, actually. Some percentage damage.
They banned it themselves.
There's the Death Prophet. I would have liked Death Prophet.
So I feel
the same idea.
I feel like Leshrac is a
Did you say percentage-based damage?
I
there's
did
still a
say
lot
that.
of heroes.
I did say that.
I mean, there's even Underlord if you want to go ham and mid.
Sure.
Against the DK.
Yes.
I can't sound
slam
too
him
bad.
hard. I was actually going to say Underlord if they did not.
That would not be crazy if they want to just pick a mid laner with the sheer purpose of a D push.
That is the D push. Deals with Lone Druid Bear because, of course, that percentage-based damage.
Gyrocopter.
Huh.
Okay.
What a crazy draft.
Similar idea to Lesh. No push, but it's the mid-game damage. Lanes well against Slardar.
Yeah, it's the damage you need. Yep. You can run around and fight.
I actually like this pick. I like this pick because all they needed was mid-game damage. That's all they needed.
I guess they don't really actually need any more push.
What was the draft we saw yesterday where like they needed D push or something and they picked Morphling or 2 days ago? It was 2 days ago, and it's like, you know, when you see these top-tier teams, right? It's just like, you know their draft needs something and they always put it in there. Maybe not the exact same vision as how we had it or whatever, but like...
They only have 2 seconds here.
Oh, we said that earlier!
What a call!
Yeah, because that's mid-Lena now, right?
Oh my goodness.
Okay. So now they have set up for the Lena. They can make more illusions of Spectre late game. Okay. Who do you guys got this game?
I like both drafts. Jeez.
I gotta go Liquid. I mean...
Quakeful Lone Druid, 100% win rate except for that one time.
Well, that wasn't Quakeful playing it, actually.
It's the anti-Bloodseeker.
That was, I think that was Mickey that was playing it.
Okay.
So Quakeful still has 100% win rate with this.
Okay, I'm going Liquid.
Yeah, I can't go against Quakeful Lone Druid. I think their draft is cool.
All right, I just want to throw it out there that when these two agree on something, it's never right. So Viking will probably win this game. But we'll find out after this quick break.
Thank you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Monster Energy Dota Summit Online. I'm ODPixel here with Lacoste, and we're currently in this best of 5 between Liquid and Viking. GG. Liquid, of course, up 1 game. Lacoste, what do you reckon about these lineups? We're seeing Liquid get that quake for Lone Druid that, as we heard from the panel, they're pretty good with it.
Last match.
What'd you sort of say about this?
I mean, the stats is not that great. I know it's a pub games, but 311 wins, 211 losses. Expected it to be a bit higher, considering it's Quakewa. But to answer your question about the lineups, looking at the Vikings draft, I like what I see. Much better than what they had in Game 1. This lineup actually allows them to play Dota, play aggressively. They have a lot of the boxes checked. Great Roche taking potential with this, like Spectre getting Manta style even before, because Slaughter amplifies that damage. You have Enchantress, position 5 hero that scales. You have a save with the Shadow Demon, and the Spectre as the late game insurance. Couple of heroes that, you know, are not picked that often on side of Liquid, where you have Gyrocopter, who's going to be on the mid lane. You have off lane Dragon Knight, and you have Earthshaker. I tried Earthshaker in my pubs. I also have seen some Earthshaker. The hero just doesn't feel great. Like, it doesn't feel like you can do that much with a hero like you could 6-8 months ago in the previous patch.
Yeah, and this is going to be interesting. So what is the reason why Liquid have switched it around and taken Mickey to the mid lane on the Gyro? Because Gyro in the mid, I feel like this is not going to be an easy lane for Mickey, is it? I feel like Boomer's Alina, you know, one of the very, very strong laning hero in the mid lane, is going to do quite a number against the Gyro.
I think they just wanted to have a better lane on the top, not allow Slaughter to get that much. And yeah, I mean, it should be Alina favorite matchup here on the mid lane. Gyro, not that strong of a mid laner. Like, what's his range? It's
it's going to be hard, I think, for Mickey.
365. I'll remember that. How many days in the year we have? That's Gyro's range.
Well, there we go. Beautiful math set. I'll be interested to see how much Mickey can get from this. I think this is going to be quite difficult for him in this mid lane. So looking at the side lanes with the way that they're set up, is there you know, sort of a team that's going to be expected to come out on top with these setups here?
Yeah, I'm gonna see how bottom is gonna go. Celery starting with Impetus. Dragonite just pointing Dragon Blood, but Impetus is a pure damage. And yeah, Taiga doing once again what he did in game number 1. Just cutting the creep wave, pulling it towards the tower. And it's very important that he stays out of XP range here, where Dragonite wants to get to that level 3 and have a second point in Dragon Blood.
Going to see Tiger actually maybe make moves over towards the mid lane. Okay, he's got the missile yet to skill here at level 2. Let's get the Fisher down. Won't fully block Boom off. So Boom's able to make it over and get away. That's top. Set up onto Insania. Have they got enough damage to take him down? He's blocked in by the illusions. He's able to lift up Toby, throw him to the side. The poison stacks are on him. Won't be quite enough though, I don't believe. No, he's fine. And in fact, it's the bottom lane where Shad and Celery are able to make moves in onto Boxy whilst Tiger's elsewhere on the mid lane. See if it does result in the kill onto Boom. It looks like with the missile connecting, it will. So Liquid, with Tiger's focus on the mid, it does mean Boxy goes down, but it secures that kill for Mickey. And that's probably, would you say that's a trade that Liquid are happier with?
Yeah, because Spectre did not get the last hit. It's still fine to just kill the mid laner and the Dragonite trying to pull the wave, but Enchantress being pain in the ass right now.
Yeah, Celery just messing with this. Making sure that Boxy's not able to have free control of these creeps.
Dire's courier has been killed.
On top lane, and we're looking on the CS here. Quakefoot, seeming to farm all right. Same for Toby. Both Toby and Quakefoot getting something out of this top lane. So mid Tiger just continuing to hover around here, really keeping Boom on his toes, making sure that Mickey is able to get something good out of the matchup, and it's working out so far now. With the sort of pressure on the Lina, Mickey is able to have just as good a time as Boom on his Lina in this lane.
We've seen a very interesting build on AM in the previous game where he went 4 branches, Quelling Blade, and 9 tangos. And look at Insania, 2 circlets and 2 Ironwood branches. Like, usually you want your position 5 to have, like, a lot of regen, a healing salve, but the Lone Druid is not getting harassed that much in this type of matchup. It's more gonna be about harassing the Spirit Bear.
Oh, they're trying to do their best, but taking a lot of damage for it here, Aramis and Toby. Yeah, no signs of them slowing down here, Quakefoot. As Quakefoot's farm still continues to be very good. They will turn onto Aramis, as onto Insania there with that setup from Aramis. They'll get the kill. Insania just a little deep out of position, and the combo will always be there. That disruption into Crush, a solid setup between the two of them.
Celery making a move on a mid lane, but they're not on the same page. Just trying to secure the rune, but Lina does not have a bottle at the moment, so Celery will take it. Where's the stun from Lina? Pure damage.
They've got the burst. Mickey's getting low, and he will fall. Same time, top lane, Tiger made the moves, laid down the Fisher. Toby trying to juke his way through the trees, but Quakefoot is on top of him. They've got the vision for the bolt. He'll get one further crush out. He's still alive here.
More.
I mean, he might just make it away. Quakefoot, could he get
Once
the bear
he gets to the
in
tower,
range?
the extra
No, he
region
can't.
and armor will kick in, but...
Oh, but the Fisher from Tiger. That will do it. Quakefoot's going to look over towards Aramis. It's a few stacks of poison onto Tiger. Won't be enough to burst him, though. Tiger's able to step away. So you know, Tiger just doing his best to help out the mid, help out the top lane.
And once again, we have this scenario where Boxy is left alone. He's trying to creep skip a bit, maybe drag the side camp, the small one, but it is blocked at the moment. He will be level 5. Every time I see Boxy play the Dragonite, it's pretty much always the same build. He gets a Soul Ring and rushes a Blink Dagger so that they have a form of initiation, and he is that tanky frontliner. Taiga will go down.
Some nice setup from Aramis. Over to buy time for Boom to sweep across. Catch him with the stun, and now Viking putting some early pressure onto this tier 1 tower.
Remember when you could take siege creeps with the enchant. How
Oh,
OP
yeah.
was that? Like sometimes I feel like Ice Frog is like, yeah, we should try this just to mess with people. Also,
I
what
mean,
is
so
that
it-
rocket? Did you
Dude,
see
it's
it?
sick. Yeah, it's sick, isn't it? I can't remember what it's from. I think it is it's one of the hard to get items. It's one of like the very rares on something, but it's pretty good.
For a second, I thought it
it's-
was a speedy demon courier running at him.
You allow that sending the couriers in? No, it's yeah, that's a fantastic Space Invader cosmetic. Yeah, next thing you know, we'll be having sort of Tetris bricks coming out the backside of Gyro. You could have Pong, you could have all of the potential here. Valve, I'll take a cut next time you bring it out. My ideas aren't free. Thank you very much.
Spectre is level 6, but a bit low on the mana. We've seen Shad do the same thing 2 days ago, where he is level 6 on Spectre, but he has very limited mana, doesn't bring any clarities, mangoes, doesn't even have a magic wand at the moment, and can't really give that global presence with the Haunt.
I mean, yeah, it's 4 for 2. 7 minutes. It's very even. I feel my
There you
big
go.
Oh,
He will get the courier, sorry.
he does. Yeah, I know, you're right. He's nicely in and he's nicely out. Nice TP back. Top lane, the bear. Hey, 300 gold there for Celery. Quite a nice little payday for the Ench early on. And he kills on the bear.
One of the reasons why Shad is not like wanting to use the Hunt early or bringing any region is maybe they want to take like a good fight at 10-minute mark near the runes and get a bigger kill.
Where are you going?
That's just my process of thoughts.
Top. They're going to bring Boom over. Quakefoot is going to get the ult off, but they've got the bash control. And with the Laguna, they've got no struggle with the damage output. Now it's Boom.
Mid lane,
Down
no
Quakefoot.
disruption. There's
For
the
Shad.
Hunt.
Oh, and the
Oh
Blade
my
Mail.
god, the damage from Blade Mail. That's what he was waiting for.
They did a lot. Not quite enough, though. Okay. Able to bottle up and back off. Will survive that first Horn attempt. Boom's coming in from the side there with an invis, and this light strike is going to catch him. Boom striking from the shadows, gets Mickey, and by the looks of it, they're going to get Tiger too. There's some big moves from Viking. Coming out, both Boom and Shad getting active. As Boom with those moves, not only taking down Quakefoot, but taking down Mickey as well. Some big kills for the Lina.
Not just the kills, they're also taking the tier 1 tower on the mid lane,
Yeah.
so this opens up the jungle where your Lone Druid would like to get some farm. Much better game from Viking in game number 2, and they're also putting the pressure on the top tower. I don't think they can defend the top tower.
No, I think, that, yeah, Liquid's got to sort of let this one go. Viking just taking another objective, and yeah, you're absolutely right. This is so much better than what we saw from the last game, which again, I think just leads towards maybe their game 1 draft just not really going the way that they had planned. As this game 2, they've got ways to make moves, and they're doing it. 7 for 2, 2k lead. Solid stuff so far here from Viking. And what is, essentially their attempt to show that you don't need to be too scared of Quakefoot's Lone Druid, and there is a way to deal with it. We'll see if it continues to pan out, but so far, so good for Viking.
Slaughter is a monster against the Lone Druid's bear, and also Shadow Demon on top of that. Shad found Royal Jelly and Iron Talent. Perfect game for Spectre. 0 deaths. Very high level, getting that Blade Mail. They're gonna have issues with the Blade Mail Spectre, especially the matchup Gyro against the Spectre.
See bottom. Boxy. Gonna get set up upon here, Boom. He's gonna be able to take him out. Another catch and setup here from Aramis. He's able to do a lot with the heroes that they have available. Boom. He's gonna get chased down in the river though by Mickey. Missile comes across, they've got the lockdown between the two of them, Mickey and Tiger. They will be able to end Boom's streak. Get Mickey a nice few hundred gold.
Where's my pension?
So that is still the power of this Gyro here. Mickey gonna have no trouble dealing with the squishier brawlers like Boom and Celery. Jill is gonna have a hard task when it comes to dealing with the tankier two though. Shad and Toby are not going to be easy targets, really, for the Gyro's combo to bring down. That's bottom lane. Fisher block from Tiger attempted, but Aramis is deep into the trees, and Liquid a little hesitant to go diving for him right now. They're bringing Mickey over. So really looking to put the pressure onto this bottom tower.
A lot of pings. They really want this Shadow Demon. Like, he can buy quite some time here with the disruption and just spamming Shadow Poison from the trees. 4-man rotation while Koiko is just farming the jungle.
And we go down, though. Aramis has got to be careful. It creeps up to the tower. Still, though, Liquid, they're very hesitant on diving in. They feel that Viking is likely to respond. And yeah, this smoke move from Viking is sweeping over. Aramis, if he can find a disruption setup,
the Haunt is ready. They are afraid of the Haunt.
Yeah, I mean, Liquid, you can tell that they know it. They're respecting the fact that Viking can show up and defend this Boxy. He's been sort of left behind, though. He's stuck around. And they've got the burst. Boxy. And he's going to get taken out by the last bit of poison. The cooldown comes in onto the two of them. Boom. Able to dodge the missile with the Yules, hold his ground. Celery's able to walk away. Liquid just not having the power to take anyone down there as Viking, they hold. Good job from Aramis, just making it take as long as it did really for Liquid to do any sort of damage to that tier 1. And it results in Liquid not being able to take down the tower at all.
Yeah, and Shad, very patient with that Haunt, does not want to waste it. It's a 3-minute cooldown ability, and he's just waiting. They want to get a bigger kill. Also, they're waiting for Slaughter's Blink Dagger, and he just picked it up. It's a much different game than what we've seen in game number 1.
Yeah.
Where Viking, they're playing aggressive. They have heroes to do so. They have a save coming out from Shadow Demon, and they have a great scaling lineup.
And they do this. This Spectre's going to be he's going to be quite the beast. I mean, to the point when this sort of game goes down the later stages, and until Mickey has some sort of big right-click items, it's only going to be the lone druid that's going to do any sort of damage against Shad. And as long as he has the Manta against that root, Shad's going to have pretty free reign around the fights. Bottom lane, he's going to come in with the Haunt. Liquid, they're diving in for the action. Toby is able to jump over towards Boxy. The amp up onto Mickey as Mickey falls.
This is a disaster.
Yeah, it is. They've accomplished nothing down here. They've lost 2, 3, and it's going to be 4 heroes. As Liquid, I mean, it felt awkward for the previous push. This time, they really forced it, and they lose everybody involved in that attempt of a play there. The tower continues to stay up, and Viking very easily able to defend this tier 1 tower. It's a difficult place for Liquid to push in, and you would have expected that maybe they'd learned their lesson from the last time, but no, they came straight back, and this time they didn't leave in time.
Even without the Blink Dagger on Slardar, the outcome would still be the same. They go into the tower, and Slardar just steep it in. Everyone was already there, 2 smoked guys. Spectre ready with the Haunt. This also opens up the Roche in the next few minutes if they get a kill. Like once Slardar gets to level 12 and Spectre gets a Manta style, this is their go-to. Like with only these 2 heroes, you can kill the Roche. You don't need anyone else. And also stealing Aegis from a Lone Druid lineup is always great. Problem is, Liquid this time around, they don't have any sort of initiation until they get some Blink Daggers. And Earthshaker, 1,000 gold away. Same goes for Boxy on his Dragon Knight.
No. Viking found another catch here. Insane on the high ground. Boom's able to turn and combo him down. Going to pretty much give Boom the money for his bots, so he'll have an even easier time responding to these push attempts from Liquid early on. And still, though, of course, whilst that action was going on down there, Quake was getting space, but he's not able to do as much with this space as Viking are getting from these fights. It's a 7k lead now for Viking. Liquid seriously falling behind.
Classic build on Celery's Enchantress. Magic Wand going for Glimmer Cape. A lot of magical damage on their side. Like, I'm very afraid that they don't have enough burst damage to bring people down before they get a Blink Dagger. Even when they do, like Earthshaker is level 6 at the moment.
Hey, it's been a very slow game for him. I mean, lowest at the moment on On Viking, of course, is Celery, but even he is he's just about to hit his level 9. It's been a slow start for Tiger after what was some very nice early moves on the first few minutes of laning stage. Just found it very difficult to get in on these fights. Viking, towards the Roche, they're just going to start it off. They know with Horn up in 5 seconds, it's pretty much impossible for Liquid to come and contest this. This is just going to be a free Roshan for Viking.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna wait until they have like possibly level 2 corrosive haze, but they bring all the numbers, 5 heroes plus Alpha Wolf, and they have more than enough. Roche goes down in 15 seconds. Now your Lina is holding the Aegis. A bit of a different from what you usually see, but you know, 16 minutes in, Lina does much more than Spectre would be with the Aegis.
And it's Quakefoot. He's got the money and about 400 gold to have his Deso done.
Two
but
blinks
still.
about to be done on Liquid.
Okay.
Taiga just needs 10 more gold.
Looking towards mid. So be aware. Keeping himself off towards the side. And yeah, so these will be some big pickups for Liquid. See if they can do anything with it here. Let's say. Brief DC. Liquid ready to jump around this mid tower. No Dragon Form though, but we're Quakefoot should be able to do some good damage to this tier 1 tower and probably take it down. Viking focused on just finding this tier 2 in trade as Boom pushes in top. Aramis and Celery positioned in the fog behind him, ready with the backup. And of course, Shad still with a haunt, good to go. He's going to be able to respond to any move that Liquid does attempt to make if Viking do choose to take the fight. And there's probably a high possibility that they will with how farmed they are right now and the fact that they are the ones with the Aegis.
Because Lina Vent Boots of Travel, this also gives them another way of global presence. Like they can just start a fight or get a pick off with the Slaughter blinking in or with the Disruption. Lina follows it up, Spectre Haunt. So easy Dota to play in game number 2 by Viking. Internet issue, 1 moment, Celery says.
Uh-oh.
DDoS. Just kidding.
Oh, did you ever get DDoS back in the day?
I'm not sure. Like there was some...
Sure, it could be just dodgy internet, yeah.
Dodgy internet, yeah. But I remember one time when we played that Misery, like for sure was getting DDoSed.
Really? What, just like...
Yeah, it was just weird. Like, they did not allow him to play. Like, it was just misery constantly.
Poor lad. There we go. Boom's back in. They're ready to go. We'll see if they do try and hold this tier 1 mid, Viking, or if they're going to sort of let it go to Liquid. The fortification, I mean, still Liquid themselves, they're a little spooked as soon as that fortification comes out. I'm going to say that Quakefoot, he's heading back up. They are smoked behind him. They are trying to bait something with Quakefoot pushing in. But it's still hard for Liquid.
It's hard. Like Liquid, they need to get the first jump because if Spectre gets the Haunt off, 2 blinks, daggers are just going to be nullified.
And now Viking's just going to hit back with their own smoke. Jumping on the mid, they're looking for Mickey. Didn't quite get the blink crush though. Toby's just a little short. Smoked. I mean, that's pretty big for Liquid there. Haunt wasted. Jumped the gun a little bit.
Seems like no one changed the name. As in the series we were casting 2 days ago, they got into Spectre's head.
Well, they did.
But he's making some questionable plays this time with the Haunt as well. Let's see. Like, Liquid, they want to make a jump right now.
Yeah, they do. As soon as they know that there's no Haunt to worry about, they're immediately in. Aramis, gonna get low. Toby's in with the crush. He's on top of Mickey. Mickey's able to get the cooldown down. Insania turns with a lift up onto Toby. Toby trying to go out towards the side. The Glimmer Cape buys him some safety, but they've already taken the Aegis out of the hands of the leader. Quakefoot steps over with the bear. The bear falling low will dodge the impetus. Quakefoot loses the bear. Has got the resummon. Liquid.
Back from Shadow Demon. They need to get something out of this.
Chased in.
It's in the backpack. They don't see him.
but they're still going to be able to find him here by the looks of it. Boom's coming
Another
over with the
buyback.
stun. Toby's going to jump over with the crush. Tiger over with the fish. They're locking down the two of them. Tiger will fall. Over to the side, Shad is trying to move in onto Mickey. The fear from Quakefire pushing back the Spectre. Boom closes the gap. Dual setup onto Mickey, but Boxy's in onto Boom, stopping him from being able to get the full-up stun onto Mickey. Doesn't matter though. Toby's in on the river, gets the crush down. They take down Mickey. They'll also find Boxy as well with the cleanup. Is Insania and Quakefire. They'll try and get out. Insania's TP just a little longer. So time is there for Viking to punish it. As Viking do expend a few buybacks to come back into that fight. But those buybacks do allow them to pretty much keep themselves in the same lead as they were just before, and also with the timing, they're also able to take this outpost away perfectly before the 20-minute mark.
Liquid saw the opportunity. Spectre used the haunt, misused it, and she showed on the bottom, so they understood, like, it's go time. Like, we need to make something happen. There was no Echo Slam. It's hard stuff, but they also used 2 buybacks on Viking, 2 supports. Were kind of forced to buy back to win that fight. The most important thing is Shad did not die. Like, he is getting so big right now. Has a way of dispelling things with the Mantis style. Blade Mail just hit level 15, so some minus cooldown on the Spectral Dagger as well.
Shad still very much the big issue here for Liquid. Quakefire, yeah, a few bear casualties in that last fight. Yeah. Gonna have to re-summon up soon. Liquid already trying to find something with the smoke, and it's obviously it is that risky moment though, because Haunt is up. They've got to make a perfect initiation, otherwise Shad will come in and turn it around. Trying to get to these back lines. So they want to jump onto Shad, that's the question. There's Tiger. They're sweeping around. They're going to look to try and jump. They get the stun onto Aramis. Cool down and follow up. Aramis is the focus. They lift him up. Toby's going to jump in on the back lines. The Haunt comes out. He's over towards Tiger. Tiger holding him in place though. Gets the echo off. They're very low. Now it means that they do get Aramis. Aramis goes down. They've lost 2 on Liquid now. As Shad, Boom, Celery, they're turning. The bear has only just been resummoned here as Quakefire is trying to get it out.
One more hit.
Can he save it? It looks like he can. They can't quite catch it. Back in the river, though, they'll get Mickey instead. Caught out by another combo from the Lina. And Toby's in, finds the bear. He's able to dive in, clean up the bear. And with the setup onto Insania, they'll get the Rubik too. Viking. Another very easy fight for them. Shad, no trouble cleaning up. Stays alive throughout it all. 3k gold onto him. And a lot of money being spilt with each and every death of these bears. Quakefire really struggling to be able to keep it alive this game, as Viking have definitely drafted in a way that's allowed them to have a lot of different tools to mess with the bear. Quakefire's just never getting this opportunity to just sort of overrun these squishier heroes in these fights.
They have the great heroes to deal with the Spirit Bear. You have Slardar, one of the better ones, minus 15 armor with level 2 ulti, pure damage coming out from Impetus, Shadow Demon, and Toby played that fight perfectly. Like, his positioning was good, great counter initiation, allowed Spectre to jump in, and Spectre, she's just one ultimate orb away from full Scotty. Like, Gyro's item progression is very tough this game. Like, even if he gets that BKB, it's still not a game-changing item. He doesn't need to care about, you know, Lina's stun, but there's still a lot of the spells that go through magic immunity.
Yeah, there really is. These are not easy fights for Mickey, and I feel like some of the times when we have seen Gyro work is when you have something to sort of buff it up, right? You know, there's nothing to really help Mickey this game. I mean, their best bet is sort of hoping that Insania is going to be able to get a steal on Corrosive Haze to sort of allow the setup for Mickey to do any sort of considerable damage, because at this stage he's not really anything more than his abilities, as he has no carry or sort of core hard-hitting damage items.
It's hard for Insania in this type of a game. Like, he gets jumped by Slardar. There's always going to be Haunt in a team fight, so everyone's going to see where you're standing. And it's a position 5 Rubik, does not get the farm priority, and, you know, doesn't even have Ether Lens yet. One of the reasons why they could be losing is that Koikwa's Spirit Bear is having a dragon scale instead of, you know, giving it to Dragon Knight just for the memes. Like, he has a dragon
true.
fire, dragon tail, dragon blood, dragon form, you name it.
Yeah, I'm ruining the lore here. And it could be. No, quite. It's not looking like another Quake for Lone Druid win. You know, they Viking, they've let him have the hero. Something that other teams have done and severely regretted in the past. But this game, Viking coming in with a solid strat against this Lone Druid, as Quaifa is just not really having a game at all so far. Or at least the game that he's had is a very slow one, and not, I would imagine, what he was hoping for it to be when he picked the Lone Druid.
One thing I really like about Viking, the way they draft, is whenever they're like opening, if we don't take in consideration the previous game where they are preparing like in multiple levels, they're actually playing chess when they're drafting. They're preparing for some of the stuff that's gonna come, some of the stuff that's already out, and yeah, it feels like they were ready to play against the Lone Druid.
Yeah. Sometimes they get a little too ahead of themselves. Last game, they were drafting for the next patch. And they got to sort of hold on to themselves sometime. A little too forward thinking.
Yeah, it's 6D chess that time, still not out.
Liquid. I mean, after this BKB, I feel Mika, he's got to go for some big items right now. Surely, like what does he get after this BKB? He's got to go for something. You're obviously not a rapier, but like do you now start to go try and go down like the Ags, satanic rapier lineup, just try and dream big?
These are not the items that's gonna give you damage. He has a double damage in the bottle. That's damage.
He's gonna get the chance to put the BKB, but he's already lost Insania. He's gonna lose himself. I mean, these fights are too easy right now for Viking. They are very far ahead. And it really does feel like that Liquid's sort of in the position that Viking were last game, where you look at what they've got, and you have to sort of ask yourself, what can they do with this? What can they do with what they've got in this position? And it doesn't look great for Liquid.
It really doesn't, and they're scouting things out with the Wild Wing inside the pit, so Roche will spawn, and they will kill it fast enough before Team Liquid can actually try to make stuff happen. Slaughter, Just Blink, and Corrosive Haze, Spectre with the Manta-style illusions. There's no way they get in the Roche pit, so that's Cheese and Aegis. Even if they get like AC, tank things up a bit, Spectre is still massive.
Yeah, this Shad's having a fantastic game. I mean, last game as well, despite the loss, Shad also able to hit some great numbers on the farm. This game, same situation, but the difference being that he's actually able to, you look at him on the spectrum, he's not died. He should be able to carry this very easily with the lead that his team has, as Liquid just being bullied in every single engagement.
Yeah. Pay attention, chat. This is how you play carry. Just don't die. It's very simple.
Some free tips there from... Yeah, you should charge for that sort of stuff, Lacoste. You don't want to give away these hot tips for free.
I'll think about it. Yeah, like Mick is having a hard time, like 900 gold. If
quite fat. They're on top of him. They're just able to make the jump. He's able to put the fear, try and push them back, but it's just so much overbearing damage. Takes down Quaifa, takes down Tiger. I mean, we saw a relatively early GG come out last game from Viking. I feel like we might see one this game from Liquid. They've still got tier 2s up and the base up, but you look at this Spectre, and you look at what you have on Liquid, and it does just feel impossible for Liquid now.
Yeah, I was about to say it. I would not be surprised if Liquid just tries maybe one more fight and call it this game. Seems pretty over to me. Don't see the way they're gonna come back into the game. Like, Gyro died once again. He had 7 deaths to his name.
Now he's having a rough one. 2-7-4 on the mid lane. Gyro, I mean, 1-2-2 on Quaifa. Boxy 3-6-2. Just nobody really having a game this time on Liquid. And it's looking, I mean, arguably even tougher for Liquid in this situation than it did for Viking last game. At least for Viking in the last game, they did have Shad as the carry in a very farm position. This time around for Liquid, Quakefa, he's not that far. He's not that far at all. We'll see.
Deleted.
And they're just, again, Liquid's just having a run. They can't deal with these fights. They've got to try and get themselves out of there. Boxy will just survive. The Tiger goes down. Mickey pots the BKB. Toby just jumping in after him. The Horn comes out. Shad's able to join in as Liquid. They're going to get team wiped in D. They'll call it. They know there's no coming back in this one as Viking. A solid draft, and I think the big thing that Viking's shown here is that you do not have to be that scared about Quake for Lone Druid. Viking, they came in with a plan, they came in with a draft, and they were able to do something that a lot of teams have struggled to do with. Get away with allowing that Quake for Lone Druid to pass the banning phase. It was not an issue for Viking this game whatsoever. They crushed Liquid. This game just as one-sided as game one was, if not even more one-sided this time over the side of Viking.
That Viking, they stomped game number 2 harder than Liquid did in game number 1, and they made it look easy. So I would not be surprised, if Team Liquid changes things a bit, steps away from the Lone Druid, because it seems like Viking, they were prepared for this Lone Druid, and they had the right answer.
They really did. And some of these other heroes that we don't see too much, I mean, you said yourself at the start, like the Shaker and the Gyro. The Gyro maybe more so that we don't see. It's yeah.
You combine all 3 of them together, it doesn't sound that great.
Well, what does it sound like? Gyro, Knight,
like
Shaker.
Let's go to game 3. It really does not sound good.
Yeah. Well, 34-7, 22k lead here for Viking. Coming back with a big old punch after losing game 1, as now we sit 1-1 at the moment in this best of 5 here at the Monster Energy Dota Summit between Liquid and Viking. GG. Don't go anywhere.